Penguins Hockey on Root Sports is brought to you by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're better with Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, rated #1 for plan satisfaction. By Western PA Toyota Dealers. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Originally called the Ice Palace, the home of the Tampa Bay Lightning, now called the Arena, the site of tonight's game between the Penguins and the Bolts. Time now for our Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, an offensive team in the Tampa Bay Lightning. You got to protect that house, that area, that hash mark area right in front of your own net. How about keep this guy quiet? Easier said than done, the captain Stamkos, and keep the F3 forward high. Be on the defensive side of the puck.
Should be a festive atmosphere here tonight in Tampa, Florida, and we get a look at the first goalie to ever wear number 88, and that would be Andrei Vasilevsky, Russian-born goaltender, 19th overall in 2012, a first-round pick in Pittsburgh at that draft, and he's 1-1. There's Marc-Andre Fleury, our Kia starting goaltender.
He's still looking for 20, Steggy. He had a good shot last night, but his teammates didn't want to score. They had 7 opportunities to score against Luongo, couldn't do it. And Barkov finally scored to win in the shootout.
And there's Vasilevsky, who faced a ton of shots in his last game, 47 of them, allowed 2 goals. There was an empty netter scored in a 3-1 loss. Mike Johnston, every night, every day, has to spend time figuring out what his lineup's going to look like. And he's done a phenomenal job with what he's got to work with. And John Cooper, one of the really good young coaches in the game, looking to get the Lightning back on track before Christmas.
Yeah, they got a little stale here. 2 goals or less, 7 of the last 10, and the goals 4 really a reflection of their power play. Much like the Penguins, power play has suffered, but they haven't got the net minding really that Marc-Andre Fleury has provided when they lost their top guy, Ben Bishop.
Penguins are using Brian Rust on the right wing. On the top line with Sidney Crosby. And now it's kicked ahead by Harrington, and he gets it to Brian Rust. So it's Kunitz on the left wing. A backhand shot by Sid is gloved down by the big rangy goaltender. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, Vasilevsky.
Rust getting a chance to play with Crosby on that opening shift. And he hangs onto the puck, floats it into the area, off the skate to the stick and a backhand. And Vasilevsky making that easy glove save to start things off here tonight. The last chance for the Penguins before the break. Not much of a break, Steggy.
Malkin's unit on now with Klinkhammer on the left wing and Patrick Hornquist playing on the right side tonight with Gino. He had been with Sid last night against Florida, but changes made by Mike Johnston in order to get some balance up top and some scoring on both lines. So Brian Rust with a great opportunity here tonight to show what he can do. Malkin and Hornquist did play together earlier this season quite a bit. Here's Malkin with it, looking for Klinkhammer, playing the left wing on this line. He's hit by Andre Palat, and now Kucherov tried to get it ahead, but the Penguins take it away, and Malkin tried to get it back to the net. Klinkhammer's shot was stopped by Vasilevsky, and then Hornquist burrowing right in there with a second chance opportunity, and his shot was stopped by the rookie goaltender.
Well, he goes into those dirty areas, Hornquist. That's why he plays on the top 6. He scored last night with a redirection, and you know, if you're going to score against Tampa, you got to pay the price. Kenny Malkin got a little bit of a whack in the hands right there. You could see by Tyler Johnson, and you could see he kind of grimaced as he went off to the Penguins bench. We saw that happen over the last couple of games. Crosby got whacked a few games back.
Crosby set to take the face-off.
Going to cheat on that face-off. Wow, he's not even close to the tee. They make him come a little bit closer to that line with his skates, but Crosby cheats as much as he can.
And Valtteri Filppula gets the win on the draw. Then Lightning come right to center ice. And they'll dump it in. The Bolts are 12-4-1 on home ice. 2-2 in their last 4 here. What they now call the Amalie Arena. Amalie is an oil company. Controlled now by Sidney Crosby, who moves it out to center where it's handled by Chris Kunitz. He'll swing and dump it up into the Lightning zone. The Penguins changing. Vasilevsky was not very good at handling the puck earlier in his career. A lot of young goalies aren't, who come over from Russia. With that bigger ice surface, but he's just keeping it simple now. There's Conley with it. He comes down the wing. Conley around Harrington. Looks back to the point. Quick passing. Gudis' shot is flagged down. Jonathan Drouin was in front of the net, but it never got to him where he could tip it in. Now it's cleared by Mark Barberio back to center ice. The Penguins go D to D. Scott Harrington with it. Number 6 of the Penguins couldn't get it ahead. It was taken by Conley. Conley's pass for Stamkos went behind him, and the Penguins able to get control of it. And Spaulding will dump it up into the Lightning zone. So far, the Lightning look a little bit tentative. They were dominant in the first period of the game in Pittsburgh on December 15th. They outshot the Penguins 12-5, and the Penguins were in awe of them a bit in Pittsburgh that night. If you remember, Rick Tocchet said that in an interview that Bob Airey did with him on the bench. But tonight, the Penguins seem to have a little bit more edge in their game than the Lightning, at least to start the game. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Well, Staggy Letang got hurt in that last shift. His stick broke. He's still hunched over on the bench being attended to. I didn't see what happened out of the corner of my eye.
Derek Pouliot lugs the puck to center. It's almost like you just shudder to think who the next guy is that's going to get it. I mean, it's just every game somebody's going down with an injury right now, and the Penguins really do need to get to the Christmas break. It would be an amazing accomplishment if they can get a point at least here tonight against the Lightning, one of the better teams in the league right now. This is Palat, who did not play in the first game against Pittsburgh. Tyler Johnson swings behind the net, trying to move it in front. Loose puck. Klinkhammer got it to the line, and it does come out to center. Taken now by Anton Strawman. He steps into the Penguin zone and dumps it in. Strawman looking for the puck. In deep right now behind the Penguin goal. Lightning defenseman. Palat is covering for him at the right point as the Penguins try to get possession. And they do, but then it's taken away by Kucherov back to the corner. Broken stick on the ice. Dupre moves it along for Dumoulin. Dumoulin sends it out on left wing to Malkin. Malkin to Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer look for Rust. It goes over his stick and then past Malkin, who needs to get back to the bench. And Palat sends it back on defense. Handled there by Radko Gudas.
Yeah, Palat's got to get back to the bench. And you're right, we didn't see him last year, their last game against the Penguins. Last year's Calder nominee along with his teammate Tyler Johnson. They talk about great young players, Stagg, on this Lightning club, and Steve Yzerman's put a masterpiece together here, really.
So Tang's back on the ice. Another guy who did not play in Pittsburgh is one of the more physical players who just stepped up on Sidney Crosby, Radko Gudas.
Ooh, he got really high on Crosby there, Staggy. Right under the chin, you saw Crosby's head snap back.
Callahan's shot was blocked, and Crosby picks it up. Sidney Crosby looks for Bobby Farnham. Doesn't connect. Callahan picked it off. Moves it ahead to Alex Killorn. He's gone dry, too. Only 2 assists in his last 11 games for Alex Killorn. And the Penguins, Bob, it just sounded by what Mike Johnson said to Dan Potash. They want to keep it simple here tonight. Stay on the right side of the puck against this good offensive team in the Lightning.
Yeah, we heard, Scuderi said that much yesterday. He said we kind of got away with that game because we have talent to just get us over the top. But we got to play a tighter game here. Yeah, the last time they didn't get a shot 11.5 minutes in against the Lightning. They got to protect the puck.
Here's Victor Hedman wheeling with the puck. 6'6" defenseman tried to center. Now he's in deep on the play. He's paired up with Andre Schuster. And Schuster is 6'8". So 6'6" and 6'8" at the moment on the blue line. But now Hedman goes to the bench. And Schuster handles the puck in behind the Lightning goal.
How good are their defense here? Hedman's only played 17 games, 13 points in those 17 games. And now the Lightning crowd trying to get in this hockey game right now. Full crowd here.
Well, they've got a good following down here in Tampa for sure. The Lightning. It's been a good hockey market. Here's Hornquist with it now. He moves it behind the net for Malkin. Malkin up top. Dumoulin. Wrist shot. Deflected, and a save made by Vasilevsky on Klinkhammer. In the high slot, he was able to tip it on goal. Now it's dumped in by Cedric Paquette to the corner. Dupre goes back. He was hit on the play by Brendan Morrow. And now Klinkhammer steers it back to center.
It's tough to get a whistle. That Letang stick that broke about 5 minutes ago is still on the ice in the corner.
Racing in after the puck down to the corner is Andrew Ebbett. Swings it around to the right side for Taylor Chorney, playing up on right wing tonight. And now this is Dominic Huer. And Huer, number 46, behind the net for Andrew Ebbett. Uer kicks it to his stick. He's a gritty player, and he won't be a liability here tonight. He's not expected to score or chip in a lot offensively, but he'll kill penalties, and he'll be a solid player for the Penguins. Now here's Tyler Johnson moving into the left wing, and a return pass intended for him by Palat was broken up by the Penguins. Taken now by Johnson. He wrists it down low off a stick. And grabbed now by Kucherov to Johnson. He shoots and scores. Tyler Johnson with a quick release on the setup by Kucherov. The two guys we featured in our open have hooked up for the first goal of the game.
Well, Mike Johnson, he said he didn't doesn't want to worry about matching lines, but you got the top line right now that are really flying. When you're talking about Tyler Johnson's now got 35 points, and he gets out against the fourth line. So you're talking about the big boys, Kucherov, Johnson. We highlighted them in the open. These guys are unbelievable sophomores. They get out against a makeshift line, if you will, with the defense playing forward. The guy's never played forward since he was 10 years old in Chorney, and the Lightning make them pay, Staggy, and that's exactly what happened. That's a good job getting that line out against the Penguins' fourth line. And you said earlier he's not going to be a liability, and he's not. It's not one guy. But as a unit, those guys have never played together. Chorney has never played forward, and the Lightning capitalized.
Here's Crosby with it now, trying to get it right back for Kunitz. Hard pass off the stick of Pouliot to Scuderi. Scuderi wrists it down off the stick, and Rust one-hands it behind the net to Crosby for Kunitz. And the Lightning's Filppula able to break it up to Killorn, and now to Callahan, who dumps it to the right wing corner. Callahan gets in after it, so the Lightning strike first on home ice. Penguins beat them 4-2 on December 15th. A shot by Schuster wide of the net. Rust banks it off the boards, just pushed it back up into the Lightning zone. Head down to Valtteri Filppula. Filppula just inside the line, sends it down the wall. Killorn with a dare. Alex Killorn back towards the net through the slot. Schuster, who came to Pittsburgh and Penguins prospect camp a few years ago and actually impressed everybody, and then ended up signing a free agent contract with Tampa. Here's Hedman barging ahead now in front for Stamkos to the goal, and it's cleared at the very last second on a great defensive play by Marcel Goc as he went to the goal.
Well, he tried the Foligno play. The kid in San Jose last year, the between the legs, Staggy. Did you see what he did, Steven Stamkos? Absolutely a magical move, going between the legs and just denied by Fleury. Well, Sidney Crosby looking on. Steven Stamkos with what he tried was something spectacular. We've seen Thomas Hertl and Foligno try that. Merrick Malik did it in a shootout. And I guess if they can do it, Stamkos can do it. And he was just denied by the top of the pad. Marc-Andre Fleury. That would have been spectacular.
Stamkos looking for his 20th goal of the season. Came within inches of getting it. He's got only 4 goals in his last 12 games, however. This is Simon Desprez. Gave it away. Lightning have it. Now they're starting to get the feel of things again here on their home ice. Hedman with it. Desprez back to the corner. Pries it free for Brian Dumoulin. Up the wall now for Hornquist. Unable to get it out. Lightning keep it in, but now Stamkos' pass goes right to Klinkhammer, now to Malkin. And Malkin into the Lightning zone. Drops it off. Desprez back for Gino. To the goal is shot. And his fellow countryman Vasilevsky makes the save. And a little activity after the whistle, to say the least. And right in the middle of it, of course, is number 72.
Well, that was a really nice play. I love when Malkin received this puck. He was able to just kind of drift away from Palat. And the Penguins get the center drive. Watch the pass. And then he drifts around Palat, curls and drags that puck into his body and gets the shot against Vasilevsky. Great stuff by Evgeny Malkin. Looking to try to tie this thing up at 1. And moving forward here, you just want to see how much Mike Johnson is going to go to that fourth line, how he mixes and matches, what he feels after they got scored against on their first shift on the ice, and can he'll afford to give up that second one.
Ryan Rust trying to bring it to the slot area, but he lost control of it. Kunitz back to Scuderi. Shot is blocked. Kunitz covers for his teammate Rob Scuderi to get back to the puck with Callahan pressuring Scuderi. And the Penguins will regroup now in their own zone. Derek Pouliot out in the middle now for Rust. Carries the puck with authority. Had it knocked off the stick right to Kunitz. And then the Lightning able to clear it back into the Penguin zone. And that's an icing infraction against Tampa Bay.
I'm Steven Stamkos.
Well,
I just want to say happy
the
holidays.
Penguins have they've been fighting hard with injury and illness, and look at most players making their NHL debut since 13-14. 14 players have made their debut for the Penguins.
And not by design by any means, but what it has done is given, as Mike Johnston was saying to Dan Potash, it's given the Penguins general manager this year, Jim Rutherford, a chance to see what he's got in his system at the NHL level. So there is a blessing in disguise when you have these injuries. You just hope that no one sustains any serious injury and is lost for the year or really long extended periods of time. Unfortunately, Blake Como is going to be lost for several weeks.
Yeah, it didn't look good last night when he went into the boards to try to protect himself with his hands, and upper body injury.
Paquette. Harrington breaks it up. Following on, though, was Matt Carl to dump it into the Penguin zone, and Letang back to play it. Over to Scott Harrington. Harrington goes backwards with it to Evgeny Malkin.
Double shifting Malkin here. He was just on the ice. We showed you the great save Vasilevsky made on him as he curled it around Palat. He gets a double shift of Evgeny Malkin here in the second of back-to-backs.
Letang will lug the puck now. Harrington ahead now for Gino, and he'll steer it up into the Lightning zone. Hornquist in on the forecheck, but Vasilevsky came out of the net to move it up the wall. Malkin centering pass picked off by Tyler Johnson. Racing back now for the Lightning. Johnson with Palat alongside. Turns on the near wall, was checked by Dumoulin. He ran right into one of the Lightning players. And now going to be a penalty here, a tripping call. And Dumoulin's going to get a trip there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Palat, yeah, you were moving your feet, but
he just turned off the boards and collided with something.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Lightning will be on the power play when we come back. Good hard play by Dumoulin. Well, you know, the Penguins are still winning. They're not scoring as many goals, but you have to be better defensively. You see the goals per game have gone down over the months. The goals against per game have come right down in step with those, and it adds up to wins at the end of the day, and you have to kill penalties, and you have to have great goaltending.
Over 80 man games lost to injury in the month of December, and the Penguins are 6-1-3 this month. And they win a face-off here on a penalty kill and send it all the way down the ice. The Lightning on the power play are ranked 10th in the NHL, only 2 for 25 in their last 8 games. So their power play has struggled a little bit. We get another penalty here, an even up call. Yes, Brett Conley's going off, and frankly, the call on Dumoulin was very, very questionable, and now this one is being against Conley, and he's not too happy with the call either. But
Conley posted up at the blue line here, and he tried to stop, and as Spalling comes across, he just you know, he feels a little contact there, and there was a little contact with that left arm, and I'll buy that call, as did Spalling. Well, he sold it.
And the referee bought Kyle Raymond, Francois Saint-Laurent are the referees. Shandor Alfonso and Pierre Racicot are the linesmen. And we've got 4-on-4 hockey. Malkin with a quick shot there and a one-timer blocked by Hedman. And it's carried now by Alex Killorn to center to Schuster. He'll slide it down the wall to the corner. Back to get it goes Harrington. Flipped it in behind the net. Stamkos has it there. Hard pass to Hedman. Hedman shoots the puck, and it's deflected wide of the goal. And then Crosby got over and one-handed it out to center ice. Killorn tripped up in the neutral zone. No call there.
Yeah,
he looked around for a penalty, and it wasn't called.
And the stick broke of Malkin. And they're going to say that he just stepped on that stick. And unbelievably, the Lightning have not given up a 4-on-4 goal this year. They've scored 3 of them, but they have not given up a goal yet in this, their 37th game.
They're due. Here's Tyler Johnson with it now on the left wing. Johnson fans on his shot, gets the puck back though on his backhand to Palat. Palat with a pass across. He had Carl busting in the back door, but it was broken up at the last second, and Hornquist, the man with the puck now, drops it off. Scuderi takes the pass. And stick getting in the way there, but Harrington able to headman the puck to Kunitz, and now he'll wind it up for the Penguins. Kunitz brings the puck into the Lightning zone. Try to get it through for Spalling. Good defensive work, though, there by Anton Strawman, and he got it out to center, and it's Filppula with it now. Filppula with Kucherov following. Filppula's pass picked off by Spalling. He's bumped by Radko Gudas. Snaps it along now for Derek Pouliot. Pouliot under pressure. Kucherov was on him, and now he's able to get the puck back to Scuderi.
Really aggressive. That was Gudas up on the forecheck, and this guy's a bruiser from the backside. And he was up there offensively on the 4-on-4 for the Lightning.
Brief power play for the Penguins here. Rust with the puck. Rust drops it off. Letang takes it. Onto the ice comes Dupre. 2 seconds on the penalty. Dupre holds it and finds Letang. Letang shot deflected. Vasilevsky made the save, and the rebound cleared to the wall by Paquette. Picked up now by Brett Connolly, fresh out of the penalty box. Connolly dumps it into the Penguin zone. That stick still on the ice. Dupre goes back, gets body position, and then gets the puck. Moves it up the wall for Malkin. How about that tip pass to Crosby? That creates a 2-on-1 here. Rust busting to the net, and the pass not there. Just couldn't flag it down. It must have been airborne. He waved at it as the puck went by.
Yeah, hit the defenseman as Crosby tried to move it across there slickly through. I believe it was Strawman, but nonetheless, it was a good play by Malkin on that wall. Just that tip, using the pace of the puck, a good angle to Crosby for the exit.
Here's Stamkos starting out from his own zone. On now for Barberio. He'll dump it into the Penguins' end. Dumoulin back for the puck. Sent it up the wall. Got enough on it to get it back to center. Schuster is there, and he has to wait for his mates to get onside. Flips it inside the line, and Dumoulin ahead now right to Schuster. Now for Jonathan Drouin, and he'll drop it back to Schuster. Carl sends it ahead, but right to Scott Harrington. Now Dumoulin over to help out for the Penguins. 5:33 to go in the first period. The Lightning leading 1-0. Schuster after the puck. He's got it now on the near wall. Challenged there by Andrew Ebbett. Patrick Hornquist digs it off the board. Dominic Huer looking for it. Here comes Andrew Ebbett into the Lightning zone. Ebbett swinging wide against Drouin. Shot it, and the paddle down for Vasilevsky. He made the save. Scuderi with it now. Wrists it down in behind the net. Over for Brendan Morrow. Hornquist went racing over there, but Morrow was able to clear the puck. It goes the length of the ice. No icing.
Seems quiet in the building. Maybe he's tired of shopping, Staggy.
Here's Rust. He gets hung up on the near wall. Good solid check there by Radko Gudas on Brian Rust. And now the Lightning come to center. This is Callahan turning and stick handling his way and then dumping it into the Penguin zone. Back to get it goes Derek Pouliot. Up the wall for Rust. He couldn't find the puck, but Kunitz does. Kunitz ahead for Crosby. Here comes Sidney Crosby. Crosby drops it off for Rust. He has to go get it now. Throws it back across the rink. On his way to the bench. And Callahan will carry now into the Penguin zone. Right side to Johnson. Tyler Johnson moves it back for Strawman, and he can't take the pass. Skating back forward is Barberio for Tampa Bay. Mark Barberio head to Andre Palat. Throws it to open space for Kucherov. Shooting it. And a stick save made by Fleury. A sneaky shot there by Kucherov. Now it's Palat with it. Palat turns the corner. Throws it in front. Kucherov is robbed by Fleury. And the rebound is smothered by the Penguins goalie. And there is Hornquist in there battling after the whistle again. This time in front of his own net.
Well, 3 second-year players. The forward line for the Lightning. They're buzzing around like bees. And Marc-Andre Fleury with a right pad save. There's the pass. Palat. The Kucherov, what a save by Fleury. Hornquist protecting the house, one of our keys here tonight, but not after Palat made that play to Kucherov. And Marc-Andre Fleury with the right toe save, dropping the stick again, and then Bedlam in front. That was an incredible. Look at Fleury pushing from off that goalpost. Stick is on the ground again. We saw Jokinen score against Fleury in Florida last night when Fleury had lost his stick.
Hornquist makes me laugh sometimes the way he thrashes around in there. Now Here's Fleury with the puck, clearing it to the line. Hedman, good play to keep it in, but then Spalling busts around Hedman down the right side. He's got Gotch heading to the net. Spalling's backhander wide of the goal off a stick. Now it's Killorn taking over for Tampa Bay. Here's Hedman into the Penguin zone. Moves it left side. Letang goes back for it. Behind the net now for Harrington. And up the near wall where Gotch finds it and clears it to the neutral zone. Filppula there for Tampa Bay. Second power play chance for the Lightning.
Filppula playing the point on this first unit. And they go to the bench.
Anton Strawman, who played so well for the Rangers in the playoffs against the Penguins last year, moves it on the left side. Kucherov drops it off. The shot by Johnson is blocked by Andrew Ebbett. No Brandon Sutter, no Craig Adams on the penalty kill for the Penguins. Andrew Ebbett getting an opportunity here to show what he can do. Along with Sidney Crosby killing the penalty right now. Centering pass. Another good save by Fleury. And a shot from the slot by Andre Palat. Now Palat trying to get the puck away from Crosby. Sid couldn't get it out. Strawman, stick on the ice.
Ebbett.
Andrew Ebbett, no stick. Centering pass. Probably not a good decision there by Kucherov, and as a result, the puck back into the Tampa Bay zone.
Oh, what a play by Crosby. He realized the stick was on the ice, and desperation going to the ice to clear that puck off the stick and down the ice on the penalty kill for Crosby.
This is Callahan cutting inside on Harrington. Into the slot, a shot and another save by Fleury, this time on Steven Stamkos.
He's doing it again, Marc-Andre Fleury. He's doing it again.
These are point-blank opportunities. And Tyler Johnson's pass off the stick of Stamkos. He brings it up high. Skating well right now. Stamkos cutting in. Using the whole offensive zone. Now he loses the puck, and Harrington poked it free. Penguins are back at full strength. Harrington, another good job of getting body position on the man behind the net. It was Stamkos, so that he could move the puck to the corner and the Penguins could get it out. Penguins defensemen are really doing a good job.
Well, Harrington, he's well taught, well schooled, and he can play both sides of the game. Defensively, he's very strong, never gets outside of himself, doesn't try to do too much, just plays very consistent out there.
Here's Hornquist looking for Malkin behind the net. Malkin jostled back there trying to maintain possession, but it's handled now by Brett Conley. Malkin all over him trying to take it away. And now Jonathan Drouin against Simon Desprez. Desprez threw it hard around Brian Boyle back to the slot. Malkin read that play. Now Dumoulin with it for Pittsburgh. Less than a minute remaining in the first period, and Klinkhammer steers the puck into the Lightning zone. Hedman goes back for it. Klinkhammer finishes him off. Andre Schuster with it. Hedman went down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. He went down hard down there in the corner.
Yeah, he's the smaller of the two. Schuster, as you said, was 6'8", and Hedman 6'6", was launched into the boards.
Coming up in the first intermission, presented by your neighborhood Ford store with Rob and Jay, Dan Potash speaks with Brian Rust. And there he is right there, playing with Sidney Crosby tonight. Rust playing in his 6th game. He played 14 minutes and 26 seconds last night, the most he's played since coming up from Wilkes-Barre.
Takes a look up at the clock. 40.4 left in this first period of play, and they're out against the Johnson unit that have the lone goal in the hockey game.
Crosby winning the draw, back to the corner for Scuderi. And behind the net for Pouliot, didn't get enough on it to get it out. And Palat tries to center, but Pouliot went over and confronted him so that he couldn't make a play. Now Rust, hard pass back to Scuderi. And ahead now for Crosby, off his stick and then clear by the Lightning to center, where Scuderi dumps it right back in. Penguins tag up with 21 seconds remaining in the period, and the Lightning leading 1-0. The shots are even at 7, but the Bolts have had at least 4 glorious scoring opportunities in addition to the one that resulted in a goal. Back to get the puck is Filppula. Sends it up the wall for Rust. Trying to poke it out. Tyler Johnson with a shot. He scores. Johnson with a wicked wrist shot that time. Surprised Fleury was still back in his goal crease after the turnover by the Penguins. And I think Rust turned it over, and the Penguins now trail 2-0.
Well, nothing was good there. The wall play wasn't good. The defense play backing away. Just take a look at what happened. Pouliot up the wall. The puck does not go out. And then watch Pouliot. He doesn't make a good play there. Palat. And Johnson just wrists it in. Kucherov's got the net front presence. So a couple of plays, one by Rust and one by Pouliot, not good enough. Not good enough in the final seconds of a first period in a 1-0 hockey game. You got to make those plays. Those, I told you, those are the plays that keep players in the National Hockey League. I said that first game when these guys come up, and I'll say it now. It never changes. The game never changes. You have to be able to make those plays when you can. Craig Adams has made a living out of making those plays. I'm living out of doing it.
Tough plays on the half wall. Get the puck out, get the puck in. And now the period ends, and a little confrontation down there in the corner, and guess who's involved in that? That would be Bobby Farnham. So a late goal, and we saw the Florida Panthers get a late goal last night in the second period. They're killers. And Marc-Andre Fleury surprised by that shot by Tyler Johnson. It was a very good one. Johnson now a plus 22, has 12 goals on the year. And let's go to Robin Jay back in Pittsburgh.
Tyler Johnson, 2 goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They lead the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. One of Bob Aries' keys to the game, protect the house. How are they doing? Let's go back to Amalie Arena and rejoin Steige and Bob. Guys?
Well, I know this much. There were a couple of guys in the house in front of the Flower on a couple of the goals, Bob, making it difficult for him to see the puck, and you can't stop what you can't see. Not even the Flower can do that.
No, you know, the Penguins got caught against the Tyler Johnson unit, their fourth line for the first goal, and you saw a lot in front of Marc-Andre Fleury. He couldn't see that rising shot. Great shot by Tyler Johnson. That line, a lot of speed, a lot of talent, all in the second year. And look at the traffic. Kucherov in front of Marc-Andre Fleury there. There was only 4 ticks. You could just see him. He was just so upset the puck didn't get out. And that's Marc-Andre Fleury's numbers in the second of back-to-backs in his career. And this one's going to be tough.
I honestly can't remember the last time he played the second of back-to-backs. I'm sure Bob Grove, who's always giving us interesting stats like that, probably knows exactly when it was, but I just don't remember when it was, because the Penguins have been so blessed with good backup goaltending that they've gone to those guys in the second of back-to-backs for years now with success.
And they still are blessed with, really, they're 3 goalies deep here in this system in Pittsburgh. And you know, Mike Johnson was asked that question, do you think he'll play back-to-backs? A couple of days ago he said, well, you know, Mike Bales has got a good feel for these things. I'll talk to Marc-Andre Fleury. And the way Marc-Andre Fleury's been playing, he thinks he's got a couple of days off. He'd love to get to 20 wins here tonight. But you're playing one of the top teams in the National Hockey League, and it's going to be a tough one, especially with all the injuries and illness.
Penguins down 2-0 here early in the second period, and Chris Letang with the puck now. And Letang looks ahead for Brian Rust. Wanted to get it deep, couldn't do so. Harrington moves it ahead now. And here comes Kunitz. Kunitz for Crosby to Rust, back to the net, and a save by Vasilevsky. So a little backhand pass by Rust, and he goes to the bench, and the Penguins change. Matt Carl with it. Moves it ahead. Kucherov behind everybody, in on goal, scores.
You talk about transition. Does it get any faster than that? The Penguins were going into the offensive zone. Next thing you know, Filppula, he's looking for a change really here. There's that long pass to the far blue line to Kucherov. And oh my, he's got more moves than a U-Haul, Staggy. Left, right, and here comes Jeff Zatkoff. And that'll be it for Marc-Andre Fleury. And he's upset. They scored late.
And they scored early.
And they did that last night. Florida, if you can remember, 2 goals within 59 seconds last night to open that game up. They've done the same here. 2 goals in 56 seconds, I believe, maybe 57. And Zatkoff is in.
Zatkoff was 10-5-1 with a 1.77 goals against average.
We got a scrap here. Here we got a scrap.
Brendan Morrow is going to go at it with Bobby Farnham.
They wrestled before, round 2.
Couple of right hands from Farnham with Morrow holding on.
Couple more.
Now Morrow throws a right. Another right from Farnham. Farnham took some boxing lessons with a guy who also trains with Sean Thornton up in Boston. Morrow's got a little bit of a chokehold on him there for a moment.
No, he says
Morrow
let it
doesn't
go.
want to split. See, he wanted to come late, let Farnham burn himself out, but you can't wait. You got to go, don't you?
You got to go. There's a little cut over the left eye of Morrow.
Pretty good scrap for Bobby Farnham.
Yeah, it started right off the bat. They said, let's go. Farnham asked Morrow to go because Tampa Bay is up 3-0 in this hockey game. And this went back to the last meeting between the two teams in Pittsburgh. Morrow took a run at Farnham. Farnham got up and they went there, and the referees only gave them double minors. He couldn't even get a 5-minute fighting major out of that one, but they're going to get one tonight. As John Cooper looks on.
Bobby, I was rudely interrupted by that fight, explaining that Jeff Zatkoff is 10-5-1 with a 1.77 goals against and a .926 save percentage in 15 games with Wilkes-Barre. And he played well last year for the Penguins as a backup to Marc-Andre Fleury. And Penguins went out and got Thomas Greiss, who's unavailable to the team. He returned to Pittsburgh yesterday for tests. Now here's Gotch shooting the puck wide of the goal, and the loose puck. Gotch racing over to get to it. Back to the point to Scuderi. A slap shot off a stick to the near wall. And the Lightning have not been scoring goals. They've averaged only 2 goals in their last 8 games. Stamkos with a blast wide of the goal. They had 16 goals in their last 8 with only 2 wins during that stretch. And they've already got 3 in this one against a depleted Penguins lineup.
Yeah, 2.2. 3-5-2 the Lightning in their last 10, 2.2 goals per game, and they are ready. They were ready for this one. They really were, and Marc-Andre Fleury really stole the show in the first period, the last meeting between these two teams. You remember Alex Killorn made save after save.
It could have been 5-0 at the end of the first period.
I know.
He made 3 great saves in addition to the 2 goals that he allowed. Now it's Johnson dropping it back. Palat with a shot and Zatkoff the save, and the rebound cleared by Pouliot. Now Malkin over to get it. Evgeny Malkin to Rob Scuderi. Scuderi sends it ahead to Patrick Hornquist in against Schuster. Hornquist hustles in there trying to get this goal right back. That's what the Penguins want to do right now, is answer right away if they can. There's a shot from the point that's flagged down, and Palat able to clear it back to center, and Tyler Johnson to Kucherov. Back to Johnson. Johnson shoots and he scores! Tyler Johnson with a hat trick and a beautiful rising shot on Zatkoff.
Now that's a rude welcome for Jeff Zatkoff, but don't fault him. Another 2-on-1, and you got to wonder where Kucherov and where everybody's coming from. On the last goal, when Carl hit Kucherov, I believe he came off the bench. He was not on the ice prior to that. And this one here, again, a 2-on-1 for the Penguins. They get caught up ice. Dumoulin's the lone guy back. And Zatkoff actually got out, tried to get the angle, stood up. It was just a great shot by Tyler Johnson. All 3 of his goals, Staggy, right under the crossbar. Right under the crossbar for Johnson. Knowing where to put it.
A free agent, undrafted player who had 24 goals and 50 points last year. He's got 3 tonight to give him 13 on the year. Let's take a look at Johnson's work here tonight so far.
Well, on the first one, Kucherov, the one-timer with traffic. Puck not out late in the first period. Rising shot, traffic. Kucherov in front. And this one, a pass, Kucherov to Johnson. And Zatkoff really did a nice job there. He followed the pass across. He was way out high on top of his crease, and he stood up. He had all the elements to try to make that save for a high shot. It was just a better shot. It was a seeing eye. Hat trick. It really was. It was a perfectly placed shot by Tyler Johnson on the rush.
He played at Spokane with Dominic Huer, who's playing in his first NHL game tonight for the Penguins. And the coach was Bill Peters, the new coach of Carolina. An offside called on the Lightning as they enter the Penguin zone.
Zatkov's coming off a shutout. He was up here last week with the Penguins, went back down after Greiss was okay. Now with Greiss going back to Pittsburgh for tests, Zatkov comes back. But when he was down in Wilkes-Barre, another shutout for Wilkes-Barre where they lead the American Hockey League in goals against.
And when he got that shutout, the defense for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins was Reed McNeil, Barry Goers, Nick D'Agostino, and Alex Boak, Paul Cianfrini, who was just brought in to play, and Clark Seymour, who you're familiar with, who played at Peterborough. Yeah. Those were the 6 defensemen for Wilkes-Barre in their last game, in which Zatkov got the shutout while all those other guys were up. The Penguins traded Samuelson, and then Dumoulin, and Harrington, Pouliot, all brought up here to play because of the injuries to Pittsburgh's defense.
Well, Pittsburgh's got to, they got to put the nose to the grindstone a little bit, and this is tough right now. You're down by 4. You're playing 3 and 4 nights. You've had a lot of injury and illness, and I guess you could shrug your head and maybe go to Christmas, but they're not going to do that. You show the character they showed last night, and they don't want to be embarrassed here in Tampa Bay. And it means more than that. And a lot of players want to show that they can play after the Christmas break, that they're up here not just for a short time, but for a long time. As you look at their injury update, Blake Como shoved in from behind, tried to protect himself, put the hands up. And it's an upper body injury right now, they say, the Penguins say. Our UPMC Sports Medicine update there.
I didn't really realize last night how much Brandon Peary did give him a little shove there, Bob.
Oh, I don't like that shove from anywhere.
I hate shoves.
I don't like it. You can't protect yourself.
You can't. It's just too many guys are shoving people into the boards.
I don't like it.
And that was a sneaky little shove there by Brandon Peary. I mean,
hey, you lose your footing, then what do you do?
Drouin with a shot on a blocker save made by Zatkov.
Net knocked off his mooring. We'll get a whistle here. Zatkov this time moving from left to right, but the same thing. All the elements. It was a big east to west pass, which is tough for a netminder. Tough why? Well, you got to push off, get across, square up on your angle. You don't know exactly where the pass is going. Center drive. There's the shot. A better save by Zatkov on Jonathan Drouin. And Drouin with 14 points in 26 games for the Lightning.
The Penguins have won 10 straight regular season games against Tampa Bay. It's just unfortunate that here tonight they're down 4-0 with a lineup that is missing 13 regulars from the start of the year. And the Lightning, one of the better teams in the league this year, needing a win desperately. Here's Conley trying to cut in. He's a first-round pick of the Lightning. And I think they spent a lot of time looking at video and really kind of doing some soul searching. Steven Stamkos said as much today. Here's Malkin down the wing. Malkin shoots and Vasilevsky makes the save. Stamkos said it starts with me. We got to have that accountability. And the Lightning certainly had been prepared to come out here and play a strong game here tonight. Les Bakley is the subject of our great day for hockey, brought to you by Day Automotive. Stopped the first penalty shot in team history on Minnesota North Stars Bill Collins. He stopped 22 shots in total for his second career shutout. And that was on this date in 1967, the very first season of Penguins hockey. And Bink is in the house tonight. He lives down here. Had a chance to chat with him today. Here's the puck in the Lightning zone. Rust on the wall, but coming out of there with it now, it is Alex Killorn.
And Killorn had a chance for the hat trick in the last hockey game against Pittsburgh. He was denied 3 times. He tried to go to the backhand every time on the flower.
Radko Gudas for Brian Boyle. Paquette couldn't get it into the Penguins zone, and the Penguins defenseman Derek Pouliot skates to center with it. Pouliot, very shifty. And as he moves down into the corner, got it to the front of the net, and it's gloved there by Vasilevsky. If you watch Pouliot, he doesn't look like he has blinding speed, but he does have the ability to kind of keep those hips going this way and that, and have you guessing as he stick handles that puck through the neutral zone. We invite you to tweet us at Root Sports Pit using the hashtag Pens Booth. Send your comments, questions, and also your Pens holiday themed pictures. It's brought to you by Point Park University.
Well, Ewer's out there. Pouliot tried to carry the mail. You were talking to him. He doesn't look like he has the blinding speed. He's shifty. He's a guy that knows how to see the ice. Not a huge player. And obviously all the talk has been that he has to work on his defensive game. And you know, you could see that. You can see it right here at the level. There's a difference with the speed and what he's seeing here.
Here's Kuna shooting, and a save by Vasilevsky. It was right on. And no rebound. Vasilevsky doesn't move around too much. They say that he plays a calm game, and we've seen evidence of that already here tonight.
Well, you're going to see more of him in a Tampa Bay uniform. Plain and simple, he is probably second on the depth chart, but behind Bishop. Nabokov was signed, but he was signed for insurance. They wanted Vasilevsky to play a lot of games down in the minor leagues, Staggy, and he's getting that ability. And now to come up here with the injury to Bishop is going to be Vasilevsky really getting the load.
Filppula's shot was blocked.
Don't ask me how to spell his name.
There's just an extra letter in there that you wouldn't expect. Here's a shot from the right point by Stralman, and it's in the net, but the whistle had already blown. Filppula shooting it after the whistle had blown. So no goal, 4-0. The score remains. 13 shots for the Lightning, 4 goals on 13 shots. By the way, Farnham went to the locker room after the fight with Brendan Morrow.
Well, he went to the locker room last night too after that big hit. Bergenheim hit him, and he was tested for a concussion. He had lost his wind, but he hit his head as well. And when you get in a fight here, a day after, less than 24 hours after that incident, that's tough. And we hope he's okay.
Letang pries the puck free and moves it in behind his own net. Brett Conley there. Now Jonathan Drouin is taken onto the boards, but he's able to get the puck to Conley. Letang hits him from behind and knocks him down. Letang takes the puck and goes the other way. Conley gets up slowly as Harrington joins the rush here for the Penguins. Harrington to Ebbett, a shot. Good save by Vasilevsky. Andrew Ebbett with a good scoring opportunity. Now it's Taylor Chorney with it. And Chorney, as Bob said, has not played forward since he was 10 years old.
Well, now's the time. You've got to get 4 lines out there. Penguins are down by 4, but a great opportunity, a great shot for that 4th line of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Here comes Jonathan Drouin, stripped of the puck, and Malkin goes the other way, but Ebbett had not gotten onside in time. And the whistle blows. We'll return to Tampa Bay in a moment.
4-0 Tampa Bay here in the second period, and we spoke to rookie Brian Rust during the intermission. He's not that far removed from his college days at Notre Dame, where he scored 97 points. Well, tonight his former squad is in the house as they prepare for next week's Florida College Hockey Classic. From 2011 to 2014, guys, he scored 43 goals and had 97 points. My photographer, Brian Anloff, kind enough to tell me that most of his former teammates and current members of the team didn't even know that Brian would be playing tonight, so they were extremely excited not only to see the Penguins, but to see their former teammate as well.
Here's Klinkhammer down the wing into the Lightning zone. Of course, college hockey coming to Pittsburgh on the 29th and 30th. The Three Rivers Classic at Consol Energy Center. Colgate, Western Michigan, Robert Morris, and Penn State. I hope you'll get some tickets for that. Penguins will be going to New Jersey to play that weekend, so if you want to see some good college hockey, you can see it right in Pittsburgh at the Three Rivers Classic. Here is Evgeny Malkin working to the right wing, and Hornquist will swing it into the Lightning zone.
Well, you got to play tough on this line and stay. Kucherov just got hammered by Scuderi to the left of Zakhoff there, and he had to go to the bench.
This is Klinkhammer, and bumped by Ryan Callahan. And Callahan turns and takes off with the puck. Into the middle now for Schuster to the left wing and Palat. And Dupre tried to hit him, and it looked like Dupre got more of the boards than he did of Palat there. And the whistle blows, and a face-off coming up with Zakhoff holding that puck in his glove.
Simon Dupre, second in the National Hockey League, hits by defensemen. And yeah, you got to muscle up against guys like Tyler Johnson, Andre Palat, Kucherov right here. And there's a shot by Scuderi. You know, sooner or later you get tired of the puck fishing it out of your net, and you got to man up. You got to get a little nasty, and the Penguins have to do that. They are starting to do it.
Callahan behind the net. Dumoulin on him. Crosby there, but Killorn gets to the puck. Alex Killorn back to the point to Stralman. Stralman's shot, and then that is knocked down by Dupre in front of the goal. And the Penguins able to clear, and Alex Killorn drops it back now to Matt Carl. Dupre stepped up to one-handed to the wall, but now Alex Killorn over skates. Callahan took a shot up high from Brian Rust on the near boards. And taken now by Chris Kunitz. Over to Dumoulin. Dumoulin ahead for Crosby. Niftily just steers that puck with the blade of his stick into the Lightning zone. And Carl goes back for it. Stralman there. Crosby tried to take it away from him. Sid with a nice pass. Quick shot. A good save on Kunitz by Vasilevsky. Now it's Letang with it. Out now to Kunitz. Kunitz with a shot. Crosby went to the net. And boy, that pass by Crosby to Kunitz was a beauty.
Yep, and it was almost turned out to be a pass off the pads to Letang, and he just couldn't corral it. Fanned on an opportunity with Vasilevsky down.
Letang races in now from his defensive position to get on the puck in the offensive zone. Centered it and hit a leg. It came right back, luckily, and hit the big goalie, Vasilevsky. He easily could have allowed a goal there, but Vasilevsky just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Oh, you are so right. How did that thing stay out? Well, Letang had a chance earlier in the shift from the point position off that shot. He just fanned on it. And then later in the shift, in behind the goal line, he just shot it off defender's skate right into the netminder. 6'3", eh?
Looks bigger than that, though, doesn't he?
He looks pretty good, I got to tell you. Watching him a little bit last year as well, and very solid in the cage. They knew they had a good one here. They didn't want to push him with Bishop really getting the load of the games.
He was drafted in Pittsburgh. Here is Spalling shooting, and a save by Vasilevsky as he steers the puck nicely to the far wall. Behind the net now, Bobby Farnham. Farnham sends it back out to the point. Pouliot holds it in. Wrists it back down low. Spalling wants to get it. Gudas is there also, as well as Marcel Gotch for Pittsburgh. Now Brian Boyle fishing for the puck, comes away with it. Boyle sent it ahead now to Paquette. And now for Morrow, but Scuderi turns it back. I think he wanted to bring it back over to the near side more than that. And now at least the Penguins are able to get it back to center ice. Falling down with Spalling. Gotch trying to get to the puck, but Barberio to the puck, and Barberio will carry now out of his own zone to center. And ahead now for Paquette, but coming over to take it is Dupre. And Dupre went shoulder to shoulder with Brendan Morrow. This is Huer. Nice play over to Taylor Chorney. His shot went behind the net. Now Huer going to work in deep on the play, but the Lightning Steven Stamkos takes off. Moves it right side to Paquette. He dumped it off the skate of Dupre, and following on is Huer. Dominic Huer just shoots it back up into the Lightning zone for the Penguins, but that's going to be an icing call against Pittsburgh. On the latest edition of Inside Penguins Hockey, visit Paul Martin's hometown and find out why he almost did not play hockey. Head to Toronto to see some hidden Penguins artifacts at the Hockey Hall of Fame Resource Center and much more. Inside Penguins Hockey tomorrow after postgame on Root Sports. Actually, well, that's the in the room graphic, and we apologize for that, as you want to see in the room too. Both of those programs are excellent ways to get inside the Penguins, see some stuff. Good access.
Well, the Penguins are lucky there, and a turnover. You can't do it if you're Dupre, because the fourth line got caught on the ice after that icing against the Stamkos unit. The Penguins were very fortunate to get these guys back on the ice in time after a late change and a turnover.
Now here's Stamkos with it on his backhand, sends it back up the wall, but it's picked off there. Klinkhammer moves it along now to Hornquist. Klinkhammer drives the net. Hornquist shoots it. He scores! A rising shot that looked like it went off the glove of goaltender Vasilevsky into the goal. And Patrick Hornquist gets the Penguins on the board. It's 4-1 just past the halfway mark of the second period.
Man, what a shot. What a shot by Patrick Hornquist. May have went off the stick, not sure. Klinkhammer going to the net. Take a look at Hornquist. The puck's going to go up high, short side on Vasilevsky, and he was deep in his net. Klinkhammer went to that cage, provided a little bit of resistance and maybe the netminder to get out there and cut down the angle, but take nothing away from that shot. That was a high rising shot. Give Hornquist 13 to lead all wingers on the Penguins.
So the Penguins are on the board. They haven't stopped playing the game here tonight, as you would expect from this Penguin team. Now it's Filppula trying to come to the net. Goes in behind. Hornquist now has 4 goals in 7 games against Tampa Bay in his career. Filppula's shot hit Harrington. Harrington turns and moves it ahead down to Kunitz. And up the right wing, Zakhoff actually got a blocker on that, and then it came to Harrington. A good save on Filppula. Now Callahan drags it to center. Turns it over, and Letang tried to get it out. He gave it away to Killorn. Alex Killorn cuts across. And a shot blocked, then pushed wide by Carl. Picked up now by Kunitz. The Penguins are capable of coming right back and making this a game again. They have the ability, the firepower to do it, even with the people who are missing from their lineup.
If they can sneak one more here before the end of the second period, then they just start to get a little bit interested. And Malkin and company, that's what happened in Florida last night. Didn't look like it was going to happen for them, but a power play goal by the second unit got the Penguins back into that. Let's see what happens here.
Johnson to Palat. Palat shoots it, kicked out by Zakhoff, and he's going to have to be almost perfect the rest of the way, Zakhoff, for the Penguins to get back into this thing.
He looks sharp. He really does. It was a good shot by Tyler Johnson for the hat-trick shot that beat him, but he's looked sharp ever since. The Penguins have almost gave up another 2-on-1 right there. They've given up a few of those and a breakaway in the game.
Palat with it on the left wing. He comes ahead now with Kucherov. Dumps it up into the corner. Scuderi goes back to get it. Brian Boyle closing in. Pouliot left it there behind the net, and Malkin helping out the defense as centers are supposed to do. Moves it up the wing now to Hornquist. Hornquist stick handling nicely. Shot it. It's blocked. Tries to get it back. It falls down and is carried ahead now by Paquette. Ahead to Brendan Morrow, who will dump it softly to the Penguin zone, and Dupre back to get it. And he's kept his feet moving to get it up the wall for Klinkhammer. They pinch down on him, though, and steal the puck. Morrow with a shot. That hit a Penguin. Back to the corner it goes for Boyle. He made a nice power move there on Dumoulin. Now look at Dupre just barging in there to get to it. It's loose, and Zakhoff will cover.
Well, they're getting nasty. The Penguins are starting to get engaged in this hockey game. And, yeah, they didn't like looking up and seeing 4-0 on this big clock that goes blue line to blue line. And they fought back. They've gone to the net, and that man there, Patrick Hornquist,
he's brought it up a notch.
Yes.
Well, it's certainly no secret that the Penguin offense can score almost at will. We saw that last night in Florida. So what are you telling your defense as far as limiting Tampa's chances so that your offense can go to work?
Well, we really got to get the puck up into our forwards' hands a lot quicker than we have been. Better last 5 or 6 minutes, the momentum sort of after the goal. I think we're doing a better job of that. But once we get it up to them, then we got to jump by the check and then add to the offense as we're coming up in on the rush.
All right, Gary, thank you.
All right, my pleasure.
Guys.
Off the draw, the Lightning control. Killorn behind the net. Challenged by Letang. He turns out, lost the puck. And back come the Penguins. Sidney Crosby bearing down now into the Lightning zone for Rust. And just as that puck came across, Callahan got a stick on it to break it up. Now Callahan carries back to center ice. He's got Strawman alongside, two former Rangers. The puck goes back into the Penguin zone. It is Harrington getting back there nicely. Now up the wall. Rust banks it off the boards. They don't get it out. There's another one of those plays on the boards that Bobby's talking about. And it's back to the front of the net now. A chance here for the Lightning. Turning shot and a save made by Zakhoff.
High stick on the puck there. The Lightning were the team that high sticked it, so that puck will go all the way down or just outside the blue line. Not on the power play.
Steven Stamkos' father was here today in the stands. Had a chance to meet him. Nice guy. What a son he has. Stamkos is a real top-notch person, I'll tell you that. Here's Hedman with it now. Hedman tried to shoot it and it was blocked. And Malkin trying to get to the puck and just reaching out to poke it away from him was Hedman. Now Malkin again steps inside the line. Broken up again. Hornquist with it. Tried to backhand it in, but the Lightning prevent that from happening. And now a battle over there between Schuster and Klinkhammer's got him in a bit of a headlock, but he was jousting with somebody else before that. I think it was Hornquist.
You know, Hornquist is in the middle of everything right now.
He's really
he's not wound up. He's just started. He's just getting going here and trying to rev this team up. Remember, they started with 11 true forwards. Bobby Farnham hasn't come back into the hockey game after the fight with Morrow. Did he come back?
He came back
for the ship because they did play the that fourth line that started the hockey game a little bit earlier there. So with Chorney, Taylor Chorney, Ebbett and company. So Marcel Gottsch taking the face-off now. 8-2 on the face-offs tonight for Marcel Gottsch. And Drouin just ran over Farnham. Farnham went down hard right as that face-off was dropped.
Letang trying to steal, but the Lightning able to get it back to center ice where it's handled now by Scott Harrington. Harrington to Letang. And Harrington has done nothing but prove that all that confidence in him down in Wilkes-Barre and the advertising that we've heard about him is all true. Harrington is a solid defenseman back there, playing along with Chris Letang. He'll have a nice long career in the NHL. A lead pass off the stick of Spalling in behind the net. Radko Gudas over to the near wall. Farnham came in on the forecheck. Gudas got it back to the corner. And Barberio having trouble there, but he was able to keep his cool and move the puck up the wall. Now Dupre swings it ahead. Right to Barberio. Brian Boyle into the Penguin zone. Drops it off. Boyle with a backhander on the short side, and Zakhoff makes the save. Loose around the net. Battling for it is Brendan Morrow. And Uer was down on the play. Paquette emerges with a puck.
No stick for Zakhoff. Morrow actually tried to shuffle that stick away a little bit. Only shuffled it 2 or 3 feet. Didn't get penalized.
Here's Dupre behind the net. With 5:05 to go in the period. One more goal for the Penguins here in this period. And it sure would look different going to the intermission. Here's Dumoulin with it now. Around for Dupre. Up for Chorney. Gotta be tough, man. Playing forward on the wall there. Just gotta be. Brand new experience for him. He's a left shot. He's on the right wing boards there. He's so many different things to deal with.
You got to feel for him. You do. Then you're watching Stamkos fly by, and Johnson fly by. Better just to play the left wing lock or the right wing lock. You just act as a defenseman.
Nice pass. Palat to Kucherov there. Kucherov turns and looks for Tyler Johnson. Instead works it down to the corner. Tyler Johnson, though, stripped of the puck. Excellent work there by Sidney Crosby. And the Penguins can't just get going north here as Hedman cut it off. Dumps it back in. Pouliot around for Scuderi. Quick pass ahead to Crosby. Now for Rust. Nowhere to go for Rust. He's having a tough time tonight for the Penguins. Here's Tyler Johnson with it across. And now Hedman with it. All those Notre Dame players up there in the stands watching him, and Rust just having a difficult time making plays.
Well, maybe he knows they're up there trying a little too hard. Just keep it simple here. And it's tough to say when you're down 4-1. You're trying to make a play.
Now it's Rob Scuderi stepping out. Moves it along for Pouliot, pressured by Callahan. Scuderi takes control of it.
Look at the way Tampa, they swarm to the puck. They really do. They don't give you a lot of space out there.
Malkin trying to do it himself, coming to the goal, shoots it, and it goes off the side of the net, and he tried to center it as he went down, and the Lightning go the other way. Malkin almost pulled it off.
Superman right there. He was deacon and diving left and right, not moving the puck too far, but he's got all the way in on the netminder. I don't know if he got the shot on or not.
I thought it when it might have gone off the side of the goal from our angle. Yep. And there's the Lightning coming to the net. The puck kept going north there. They just couldn't get there at the last second to bang it home, and now Zakhoff will leave it and keep it going here for Letang. 2:57 to go in the period. Long lead pass cut off by Carl, and now it's Stamkos going the other way. Stamkos, then he was poke checked at the very last second there on a really good defensive play by Scott Harrington. Here's Carl with it, a backhander into the slot, picked off by Letang, and back he comes. Letang busting right up the middle. Letang looking for somebody to pass it to. Nobody was open. Bobby Farnham was going to the net. Letang stays with it, though, as the puck goes to the end boards. Gotch on the forecheck against Carl. Now Spalling throws a shoulder into Anton Stralman, who works the puck to Stamkos. Farnham almost took it away from him. And it's going to be cleared by Brett Connolly to center. Jonathan Drouin can't do much with it, and it's poked back to Matt Carl.
I love that gap by Dupre to step up on Drouin there. And the Penguin defense, these young defense are really performing admirably here, and you really got to give Alain Nasreddine. I know a lot of coaching on the way up, but Naz down in Wilkes-Barre, Steggy, you know, he's a hard-nosed, demanding guy, and he can have fun with you too. He's just a perfect coach down there. He was rewarded with that contract and done a great job with these young defensemen.
Loose puck. Penguins have it. And this is Brian Rust trying to get something going here. Here he comes, carrying the puck now with confidence. And he's hit hard on the near wing by Barberio. Barberio lined him up and rocked him on the near wall. Now a lead pass off the stick of Brian Boyle. Pouliot over, tried to get it out. Held in by Brendan Morrow. Crosby there. And it stays with the Lightning. Back to the point. The shot. And Gudas' shot was deflected away from the net. Brian Boyle gets to it. Boyle turning and shooting, and a save made by Zatkov.
Well, Malkin tried to perform a little bit of surgery moving into the Tampa Bay zone around Gudas, and just falling short.
Well, Tampa Bay with 4 goals through almost 2 periods of play, but that's not what we've seen from the Lightning offense over the last 10 games. In fact, they've had somewhat of a power outage, scoring just 22 in the last 10 games leading into tonight. However, the offense now looks a lot like the offense we saw to open the season. During their first 25 games, they had 90 goals with an average of, well, 3.6 per game, so starting to look a lot like, well, the offense that opened the year, which is not what we wanted to see tonight, guys.
True, and of course they're doing it against a Penguin team that's really hurting right now, and the Penguins, of course, another team that started off like a house on fire offensively, but that's just unrealistic to expect that kind of pace all year. It's just too hard in this league, and a lot of times it's the power plays that really cash in early in the season, as it has for the Penguins. You get fewer chances, and generally the power plays aren't as good as the season wears on. It's just the way it is.
This is the
last minute of play in the period. Gudas shoots it and just missed the net. He's got a heavy wrist shot there. Radko Gudas. Now he's going to have to go back for the puck. Bearing down on him is Dominic Huer. And over to the left wing, and boy, Kucherov almost got behind Pouliot again. He would get right into the lines, but now here goes Malkin against Gudas. Malkin backhand shot, save made by Vasilevsky. He was lucky to stop that. And a big hit over there on the far side by Hornquist, who's been incredible here in the second period. Patrick Hornquist trying to lead the way. Yeah, character is right. Shot by Malkin, and there's a penalty coming up here. 19 seconds remaining in the period. The Penguins could get one here before the horn, and that would be something. Here's Crosby with it now. The extra attacker run. Shot by Harrington. Stop. Vasilevsky made the save. Harrington again dishing in front. Try to get it back. 8 seconds to go in the period. Malkin with it now to Crosby. Crosby across. Harrington shoots it. And it's a save again by Vasilevsky. Delayed penalty situation. And the period ends. Wow.
Well, there was a lot going on there. Gudas had lost a glove. Kunitz had taken down Tyler Johnson. Great plays and great saves. Harrington coming in the back door, goes off Gudas' stick to the netminder, Vasilevsky, and then he stops the wraparound opportunity. The Penguins kept control of that puck. And they just couldn't get a good opportunity after that, Staggy, as the time ran out at the end of that second period with the extra attacker.
I was really impressed with the play of Scott Harrington in that period, and also, of course, Patrick Hornquist. The Penguins down by 3, but they showed, once again, some resilience there in the second period, and they'll have a power play when the third begins. Let's go back to Pittsburgh for Robin J.
Straight night, the Penguins trying to pull off an improbable rally. Down 3-1 yesterday to Florida, down 4-1 heading into the third tonight. In case you're just joining us, here's what you've missed.
Taken now by Johnson. He wrists it down low off a stick. And grabbed now by Kucherov to Johnson. He shoots it, scores. Tyler Johnson with a quick release on the setup by Kucherov. Back to get the puck is Filppula. Sends it up the wall for Rust. Trying to poke it out. Tyler Johnson with a shot. He scores. Johnson with a wicked wrist shot that time. Surprise Fleury was still back in his goal crease. Tyler Johnson to Kucherov. Back to Johnson. Johnson shoots and he scores. Tyler Johnson with a hat trick. Klinkhammer moves it along now to Hornquist. Klinkhammer drives the net. Hornquist shoots it. He scores. A rising shot that looked like it went off the glove of goaltender Vasilevsky into the goal. Patrick Hornquist trying to take the Penguins on his back and just kind of rise up and see if he can't get the Penguins to come back in this game. And meanwhile, for the Lightning, Tyler Johnson and the Hoochie Coochie man, Kucherov, looking pretty good for the Lightning.
Yeah, Nikita Kucherov, 21 years of age, and this guy has got a lot of moves out here. He can shake and bake, that is for sure. In Pittsburgh, this is what he put on. He put on the Ritz there against that poke check of Marc-Andre Fleury. And this one here, he just held it out, showed shot, and a lot of moves in there. He just looks so easy for the smooth stick handling Kucherov. And Tyler Johnson with a hat trick. Palat with 3 assists. Tyler Johnson's a plus 23 on the season. Kucherov is a plus 20 on the season. We're talking about young guys here. Young guys on this hockey club, only second year in the league, Staggy. And the coach said last year, yeah, I at times it made me want to cringe kind of thing. And because they didn't play defense the way he wanted to, talking about Kucherov. But that is not the case this year. These guys have played well together from the get-go. Palat didn't play in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. He was injured. But the exact words for the coach were, I wanted to wring his neck, Staggy. That's what he said. That's what he said about Kucherov last year. And he goes, then he said, look at him now. Look at him now. And yes, he has been fantastic all season long.
The Lightning are 14-0-1 when they lead after 2 periods of play. Mike Johnston having words there with the referee, Kyle Raymond.
And Dick Tocchet as well, who coached here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Rick Tocchet did a great job with Stamkos. You talked about Stamkos' character. Rick Tocchet had a lot to do with that and really believed in Steven Stamkos and worked with him diligently in both ends of the game, both ends of the rink, to really make him into a great hockey player, a 200-foot player for Stamkos, who suffered that serious injury last year when he broke his leg and couldn't play in the Olympics for Team Canada. He's come back this year. And
he says that leg still isn't 100%. He still feels like it's like the new normal for him. The Penguins on a power play. Crosby shoots it and it's off a stick. UPMC Sports Medicine power play to start the 3rd period for the Penguins.
Yeah, they need it. They need one here.
Malkin with it now. Malkin looks it over. Moves it right side. Crosby, quick pass across off a stick and up into the seats. Sid tried to hurry it over to Letang as quickly as he could. Now they have a little discussion, and the Penguins will try to cash in here. The Penguins power play has registered only 3 power play goals in the last 12 games, getting one last night from the 2nd power play unit. Now it's Hedman tripped by Hornquist. There goes that power play.
A little too aggressive by Hornquist. Has been really good in that 2nd period. As you said, you want to jump on his back the way he's trying to really drag the Penguins back into this hockey game. But that one there, a little too much, as the Penguins lose the face-off and the stick hard onto the feet of Hedman, who goes down. So, fellow countryman. So they're back to that 4-on-4 play. As I mentioned, the Penguins are pretty even in the category, and the Lightning have scored 3 and given up none.
Crosby stays on the ice along with Scott Harrington, who carries the puck to center ice. Poked off his stick by Alex Killorn all the way to the Lightning zone. And Schuster goes back for it. Andre Schuster. Up the right wing now to Alex Killorn. Dumps it behind Harrington to get in after it. Reaches around Harrington and pokes it free, but over to Crosby. Now for Harrington. And back to Letang. Over to Sidney Crosby. Malkin for Sid. Here he is, splitting the D. Crosby to the goal, and the save made by Vasilevsky.
Great touch pass to Crosby in flight, and he blew by Hedman. And the right side, that blocker arm of the netminder, 6'3", Andre Vasilevsky made the save. Great play, Staggy. Great speed coming from your own defensive zone. That's the way you got to do it.
Harrington dumps the puck in, turns and heads to the bench. Kunitz on the forecheck along with Rust. Kunitz pried it free. Rust with it, shooting. Vasilevsky scrambled over and made the save. He wasn't quite sure where the puck was, but it was right underneath him.
2 great chances. One by Crosby, one by Rust, and Sidney Crosby. Look at the speed. Give and go. And Crosby with a little stick over him. Hedman from the backside tried to flick it up over the blocker of Vasilevsky, who gets his 3rd start in 4 games here tonight. And boy, that could have been something to turn the tide for sure.
Don't you think Sid isn't frustrated? The turning shot by Rust. He got it blocked. He gets it back. Slap pass to Dumoulin. To the backhand a shot, and it's blocked in front. Sid knows he's getting opportunities. The puck's just not going in, and it's driving him a little crazy. Here's Filppula with it now. He drops it back to Carl, to Palat. Now to Gudas, a shot, and he missed the goal. Carl over to get it. Broken up, though, by Rust. Ryan Rust, he loves to cut from the right to the left. He skates to the off wing all the time.
Yeah, or left to right. I mean, he's just looking for open ice. You know, he does remind you of some of the game's greats, and Ovechkin and Kessel, as I mentioned last night, doesn't have that dynamic speed or quite the shiftiness, but, you know, he's got the same instincts.
Spaulding backhands the puck to the line, no further, gets it back, moves it into the middle, tried to. Callahan took it away. Shoots it, trying to shoot it between the legs of Scuderi, who blocked the shot. Now Kucherov overskates, and Scuderi able to work it back to neutral ice. Strawman dumps it in. Scuderi back to get it. Letang just lifts it out to center. In fact, too far. The length of the ice, and icing against Pittsburgh. On the latest edition of Inside Penguins Hockey, hear about the guys' favorite goal celebration. Spend the afternoon with 3 of the Pens' German players. They enjoy a bit of their homeland right here in Pittsburgh, and that'll be tonight after postgame.
Well, a talk on this face-off, trying to figure out where they want to put the puck and exit the zone and then get a change, get a line change.
Here's Letang with it. He sends it up the right wing boards, out off the stick of Spaulding. Hornquist looks for the puck. Here's Hornquist down the right wing. He's got Gotch going to the net. Hornquist trying to turn the corner. And he is badgered all the way over to the near wall by Matt Carl. And the puck shot back to the net by Scuderi wide. And Drouin just chips it off the wall to center. The Penguins are changing. Right off the bench came Malkin to poke it away. Or the Lightning would have had a 2-on-1 or maybe a breakaway.
Well, he had to wait for Gotch to get into that open door, and that was really close. He could not make a play on the puck carrier until Gotch got to skate into that bench, and he just touched that bench area.
Malkin trying to get around Kucherov, who took it away from him, and now he dodges the check of Dumoulin and finds Stamkos. His shot missed the net. Boy, Stamkos doesn't miss the cage very often in chances like that.
Well, he missed by a long way there, didn't he?
He sure did. Here's Klinkhammer shooting, and a save by Vasilevsky. I've been impressed with the way Vasilevsky has distributed rebounds to the corner. And that shows a little bit maturity beyond his years. He's only 20 years old. Here's Tyler Johnson trying to stick handle his way to the net. And Dupre wouldn't let him do that. Now Dupre double teamed over there in the near wall. Out to the point it comes to Strawman, to Hedman. Fakes the shot and turns away from Uer. Victor Hedman lost the puck as Harrington's able to tap it back to center. 4-1, the Lightning leading. Penguins had an early power play here in the third that was negated by a penalty by Patrick Hornquist. Here's Farnham shooting. It's deflected over the goal. Now back to the puck is Andrew Ebbett. Normally, when you're trying to get on the comeback trail, you like to get that early goal at the top of the period just to kind of set the tone for the rest of the final 20 minutes. But the Penguins were unable to make that power play happen.
Yeah, you were talking abbreviated power play. They're 0 for 2, only 49 seconds of power play time on those 2 power plays.
Here's Crosby busting in. Crosby shoots it, and a save by Vasilevsky, and no rebound. Les Binkley was in the room today, and a tweet sent out by the Penguins. Can I be the backup to the backup tonight? Asked Les Binkley.
Well, we almost needed Bink last night in Florida. Hey? As Zakhoff got to the rink at 7:05 for the 7:35 tilt.
And there's Gary Agnew, who's a great guy, by the way. His kid's visiting with him down here, his son Brent, and also or Brett, I think it is, and his daughter. They'll be joining him in Pittsburgh for the holidays. Now the puck just inside the line, taken by Valtteri Filppula. He drops it back to Radko Gudas. He ran a feature on Gary Agnew's daughter in the pregame show tonight, too, as well. Here's Filppula moving into the right wing. Callahan shoots, and the save by Jeff Zatkoff.
See, Zatkoff's looking sharp right now. Gave up one early, I believe, on the first shot. Marc-Andre Fleury gave up 3 goals on 10 shots for 7 saves, and now the Lightning up to 22 shots, so 1 against in 12 shots for Zatkoff. And he's looked solid. He looked square. He got over there on Stamkos. A lot of east-west passes for this Lightning hockey team. It's tough on a netminder, and Zatkoff, you can see why he's got those stellar numbers down in Wilkes-Barre.
He did nothing last year to say that he couldn't play in the NHL. It just was a matter of Jim Rutherford being very high on Thomas Greiss and seeing that he was available and feeling that he could upgrade his goaltending with the acquisition of Greiss, an icing call. But
take a look.
We saw Zatkoff play a lot last year, and as a backup to Marc-Andre Fleury, he was a very good teammate, and frankly, I think he deserves to be in the NHL, if not with Pittsburgh, with somebody else.
It's another big hit here. We'll take a look at Morrow on Farnham. just hammered him into the wall again. Farnham went down, took a long time to get up. He's not right because he went back into the face of Morrow and he didn't do anything. He just kind of put his hands down and said, what was that all about kind of thing. That's not like Bobby Farnham, the guy that we have seen in his short stint here in the National Hockey League. He would have gone right into the face. Now they line up on this face-off. We'll see what happens.
Face-off at center, controlled by the Bolts. Gudas. Now ahead for Paquette, out of his reach, right to the net. Zakhoff will freeze.
And Farnham took that big hit, as I mentioned yesterday, with Bergenheim, and they had to go to the dressing room to make sure he was okay after that hit. A late hit by Bergenheim on Farnham, and then tonight he got into the fight, and he, with Brendan Morrow, that went on for a good bit. And then the last hit he took here, you don't like to see that with anybody. And you just hope Bobby Farnham's able to shake these things off and keep going, keep trucking.
Brendan Morrow has made a living taking the body like that. Now here is Klinkhammer shooting, and it's blocked by Hedman. The second overall pick in 09, taken right behind John Tavares. Hedman was first of 12 defensemen taken in the first round of that season. The 12th one was Simon Desprez. Here's Malkin to the corner. He falls down as he went in there against Schuster, but Hornquist follows on to get to the puck. Now Schuster knocks down Malkin as he gets back up with the puck nowhere around. Could have been an interference penalty, but nothing called. Malkin trying to move it to Klinkhammer, gets it right back to Hornquist, and his shot blocked. Now Hornquist is hooked to his skates. He might have been trying to draw a penalty there, and nothing was called. Both Hornquist and Malkin appear to get knocked down there away from the puck, but nothing, no whistles were blown.
A couple of hard hits there that last shift, Stegen. Prior to that, Chris Letang really got tagged there by Kucherov, I believe, in the defensive zone. So, boy, Pittsburgh don't need anything else right now.
No, they don't. Here's Rust with it now. They'll wrist it in deep to the corner. Matt Carl is there. Stamkos trying to get it into the middle. Conley moves it ahead, but right to the Penguin defense. Time ticking away here. The Penguins down by 3. And the Lightning just kind of holding the fort right now. Crosby in on the puck, along with Rust and Kunitz. Pass for Strawman off his skates. Scuderi over to get it. Ahead and off the stick of Kunitz into the Lightning zone. Matt Carl. Filppula. He looked for Jonathan Drouin. It was just out of his reach. And Drouin moves it out to the point. Judas spanned on it, and it gives Pouliot a chance to come back for the Penguins. Pouliot to Rust. And a penalty behind the play here.
Yeah, I think Ebbett tripped up Callahan trying to get into the play and knock Callahan done. So
boy, we didn't need that one. That looked like a pretty good rush for the Penguins. Kunitz was going off.
Let's take a look at these hits.
Pittsburgh penalty number 14, 2 minutes for tripping.
Kucherov on Letang. He went hard into the wall. And Malkin later on in that shift. Well, the Penguins had a rush going. Pouliot was leading that rush, and Kunitz at the end of his shift tripped up Callahan, tried to be sneaky about it, but the 2 referees on the ice, you're not going to get away with it. There's a 3-on-2 the Penguins had. He didn't want Callahan to get into that rush and make it a 3-on-3. So we got a power play.
Strawman's shot is blocked. Kucherov. Strawman. Kucherov wrists one through the goal mouth. Tyler Johnson backhands it to the corner for Callahan. Scuderi flushes him out. Desprez tripped, but the puck sent around the opposite side. Strawman straddles the line for Kucherov. Back to Strawman. Spalling and Gotch up front. And Kucherov just couldn't one-time the puck and ended up shanking it up into the netting.
He did. And taking a look at the second power play coming on the ice for the Lightning, Steven Stamkos coming on, and for the penalty kill, Sidney Crosby on the ice for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Crosby's played just over 14 minutes, Stamkos just over 13. Crosby 4 shots, Stamkos 2. no goals and no assists, and Sidney Crosby was stopped on that 4-on-4 chance early in this third period that would have made a 4-2 and tried to get some life into the Penguins. It didn't happen. They just could not put that second one on the board early.
The 10 goals that Stamkos has scored against Pittsburgh, all of them except for one have been scored in Pittsburgh, not here in Tampa. He's only had one goal against the Penguins in this rink. Letang couldn't take it with him. Conley's got it now. The Lightning are 0 for 3 with a man advantage, and a power play goal here just pretty much puts it away. Here's Stamkos. Stamkos, slap pass, bouncing puck. Alex Killorn with it now. Crosby trying to take it away from him, and a high stick on the puck. They're going to bring it all the way down to the Lightning zone for the faceoff. We got some pictures tweeted to us, some holiday photos, and we appreciate it. Brought to you by Point Park University.
Nice. Piece of the igloo. Yeah, I remember that. Number 1.
That's awesome. And there's some cookies. You want some cookies, Bobby?
Cookies? Yeah, why not? Why not? I'm always hungry. Penguins are hungry for a goal.
Penguins, some of their players looking to get some cookies here and get some points on a couple of goals here to get back in this game. But Drouin sends it around behind the net. The Lightning have another 38 seconds to work with on this Kunitz penalty, trying to make this game a 5-1 hockey game. Here's Conley into the Penguin zone. To the left side of Hedman. Hedman to Filppula. Filppula brings it up high. Sends it back down low. And now to Hedman. One-timer, and a save made on Stamkos by Zatkov. And Stamkos' pass for Hedman sends him back to center. Hedman steps into the Penguin zone. Moves it for Filppula. 2 seconds to go on the penalty. Kunitz is standing up. Here's Hedman. One-touch pass. Kunitz is out of the box. And here he goes on a breakaway. Kunitz in on Vasilevsky. To the goal. He scores! It's 4-2.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Just take a little nibble on that cookie, and you better stick around here.
Long way to go. Halfway through the period is all we are.
Not a good play by Hedman here. He just did not play the puck well at the blue line. It comes out here. He tried to shuffle it to the middle of the ice to Stralman. There is Kunitz coming out of the box. Penguins have scored a couple of goals like that this year. Downey did it in Winnipeg. Wow. I love the fake shot, the edge work by Kunitz with his skates as he went in there and turned it to the backhand, opened up the wickets and put it 5-hole. Really good stuff by Kunitz. You know, it just shows that you can learn as you get older, even in your 30s. He's become a better hockey player, Kunitz. He's had more moves to his game. He's always had the edge, but he's just always looking to improve the game, play alongside Crosby.
This is a mental test now for Vasilevsky. You see how he handles the fact that the Penguins might be coming on a bit here.
So Kunitz gets rewarded for the penalty, coming out of the penalty box and scoring the goal.
Vasilevsky faced a ton of shots in his last game against the Islanders, who scored late goals in that game against him, and then got an empty netter. Now Dupre banks it off the corner boards. He had played a great game, but he did allow late goals to the Islanders. Let's see if the Penguins can feed a couple of more late goals to him here. 4-2 the score, and the Lightning leading. And they had a chance to make it 5-1 on that power play.
Plenty of time left here. I mean, plenty of time.
Hockey's an amazing game because Kunitz takes the penalty. You think it's curtains, and it turns out that he comes out of the box to get the goal.
Puck in the bench. Kunitz. He's back. He needed it. The Penguins did. They still have a breath.
Take a look at the longest win streaks for the Penguins in their history. They have a 10-gamer going against Tampa Bay right now. The Senators a 14-game streak from 94 to 96. And probably the most amazing one is that one against the Boston Bruins, because it's not easy to run that kind of numbers up against that club.
No.
Now the Penguins looking to get that third goal and make this very interesting down the stretch. Here's Scuderi with it now. Lead pass steered in by Brian Rust. Back to get it, Strawman. Kunitz rams him. Rust back to the net, and Kunitz almost steered that one in. Now Crosby. Pouliot. Crosby, a shot kicked away by Vasilevsky. Brian Rust brings it up high, sends it back down low behind the net for Kunitz. Kunitz looks for Crosby going to the net. Instead, he'll try to go get it on the near wall. Back out to Scuderia, shot blocked. Sidney Crosby on the puck. Back to Pouliot, to Crosby. Crosby holding it, back out for Pouliot. Eric Pouliot not shooting it, now letting it go, and it's blocked. And he tries to knock the puck out of midair. Scuderia back to get it. And that's a hand pass, or a high stick on the puck.
That's a tough time for Pouliot trying to get that puck through Callahan, who's in the lane.
Well, there's Blake Como. He is going to be mic'd up on their next edition of In the Room. And, of course, Pascal Dupuy's health situation is well documented in this episode. And that's coming on Saturday at 6:30 on Root Sports. And I highly recommend it. If you're at home, tune in because it's a very good show. I dare you not to be touched by that program.
In the Room.
Here's Spaulding with it. He'll dump it up into the corner. In to get it goes Gotch. Gudas tried to clear. He does get it up the wall from Morrow, but he didn't get it out. Excellent work by Letang to pinch down the boards and keep it alive. The Penguins are hustling right now, and they are outworking the Lightning at the moment.
They can smell it. They'd like to get back on the power play if they're not going to score one here initially, and it's a good way to do it, playing that offensive zone.
Marcel Gotch over now. It's Gotch, Spaulding, and Andrew Ebbett.
Help, help, help. You got to have two on that puck. Gotch already sealed Gudas out.
By the way, hard work is a staple of the Penguins game, not only at the NHL level, but also the American League level. Here's Spaulding. He and Letang got their signals crossed in front of the net. They both may have had a chance to score there, but neither one of them could give the puck up. Malkin comes off the bench. Gotch
a high stick.
Gotch went to the bench. Malkin on the ice. Shot. Spaulding let it go. He needs to go to the bench himself. Malkin working hard. An extended bit of pressure here in the offensive zone for the Penguins. A couple of shifts worth. Here's a Klinkhammer now. Letang holding it in. In deep now for Malkin. Harrington coming in the back door. Malkin brings it up high. Evgeny Malkin on a mission again. Into the corner now. Ebbett back up top to Malkin. Over to Harrington, a shot. It's blocked, and Gudas way out by the blue line. A defenseman has it stripped away by Malkin. Going to the net is Klinkhammer. Malkin shoots it, and it's blocked.
Gudas can't move.
The puck hits Strawman. Malkin with a little toe drag there, trying to change the shooting angle and ended up hitting the defenseman with the shot. Malkin still on the ice, feeding it through for Dupre, who goes to get it. Dupre turns. This is incredible. The Lightning haven't been able to get past the red line. The Penguins have had it in their half of the rink for 3 shifts.
This is incredible work here by the Penguins. They did everything but put the puck in the net. They've been there for 3 minutes.
Dumoulin sends it around for Dupre. Out now for Klinkhammer off his stick, and here comes Stamkos. Stamkos down the wing, shoots, and the glove save by Zakhoff, and he'll decide to stop play.
Oh man, the Penguins, they're emptying the tank right now. Malkin's got nothing left. Well, there's Evgeny Malkin trying to get his air back. Our Subway sandwich of the game. And that was a sandwich with Dupre and Malkin on Big Boyle. And I'll tell you, yeah, he's dishing it out. But you know, Gino and Sid, they're doing all they can here in this game. You're talking about 3 and 4. The Penguins essentially are playing with 10 forwards last night and tonight. Sid's coming off the illness. And they're either being double shifted or every 3 shifts are on the ice trying to come back in this game. It's quite a task to do that, to do this against an elite team, and the effort they're putting in right now. The Penguins have not quit, and another testament to their character.
Harrington back to the puck, over to Letang. Letang diving to get it ahead to Rust. Rust turned it over to Callahan, not a good play. And he shoots at a blocker save made by Zakhoff. Now around to the near side where it's out to the point, and Schuster holding it in. Letang over to get it. Send it up the wall. Rust knocks a man down so Letang can take off with the puck. Ahead to Kunitz. Now for Crosby, who dumps it to the right wing, and Rust trying to get around Hedman. Rust all the way to the corner now. Following on is Crosby. He poked it free somehow. Palat able to clear it. It went off the stick of Pouliot back to the Penguin line. 4:48 to go. The Penguins can make it 4-3. That would be something, because you'd see a lot of nervous folks in the seats and maybe a nervous goaltender in Vasilevsky, but the Penguins have to get that next one. Now back to the corner goes Scuderi. Back behind now for Pouliot. Sends it hard up the wall, but right to Stralman. Spalling knocks him down. Gotch to Ebbett. Pouliot joins the rush. Ebbett pulls up. Shoots the puck, and a save made by Vasilevsky. The rebound goes off of his equipment up into the netting.
Good job by Pouliot to join that rush. Center drive, showing some good speed coming down that middle of the ice, and just onside. Ebbett just getting that puck across the line before the trailing skate, and that really set things up. You push back the defense, they get the shot, they get no rebound. No rebound they can play anyway. They get a face-off in the offensive zone. And look who's taking the face-off. It's going to be the right-handed Hornquist.
Hornquist able to shovel it to the corner, but Schuster right there to get to it, and now Dumoulin over. He's trying to keep it in. It came all the way back to center ice with Dupre. It's just been so present in terms of being able to come over and cover for his partner, and cover a lot of ground on the ice. Simon Dupre playing differently now because he doesn't have Scuderi as his partner. Stamkos trying to steal, and he does get it. Stamkos looks back for Brian Boyle. He goes after the puck. Dumoulin takes him into the end boards. Now Klinkhammer joins as he bumps Paquette from behind. And there's Dupre bowling his way in there, just trying to run everybody over to get to the puck. Look at Dupre. It's like a scrum, like a rugby scrum in there.
Yeah, and he's enjoying it, isn't he?
He's loving it. And he's going to end up coming out of there with a puck. You watch. There he is. He banked it up the boards. He
did his job.
Yep, Hornquist couldn't get to it. Now it's over to Dumoulin. Back around for Dupre. Ahead now to Hornquist. He's got Klinkhammer with him. 4 Lightning players are back. Malkin trying to get around the defense. He can't. Callahan carries the puck ahead. Ryan Callahan fell down. The Penguins move it out, but all the way back into Tampa Bay territory. And icing is called.
Well, Simon Dupre, he worked for his opportunity to play on a regular basis. He's getting it under Mike Johnson, and he was relentless on that last shift. And Mike Johnson has appreciated his work. That is for sure. And he's taking nothing for granted, Simon Dupre. You see how exhausted he is after laying the lumber. Absolutely laying the lumber in the corner. And he did come out with the puck, and he did get it up the wall.
He's more active now without Scuderi. Have you noticed that, Bob? He's kind of roaming across the ice, really covering for his partner. He's just...
Well, and they're down by 2 here right now.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the Penguins trailing too much, Staggy, over the last recent, well, all season long, to be honest with you. So he has to be active. You look at what the Penguins have on their backside right now. He's a guy that can do it.
Here go the Lightning. Palat going to the net. Drop pass for Johnson, looking for a 4th goal. And the save made by Zakov. Back to the corner. Now time becoming the enemy of the Penguins. Only 2:33 to go in the game.
The Tank trying to make a play. They're trying to get the puck up ice here. And
there goes Rust. Trying to carry that puck. He's cut off by Stralman and falls down. Stralman pushes it back into the Penguin zone. Now to Crosby. Sidney Crosby will drive it in. Zakov comes off the ice. Extra attacker on for Pittsburgh. Killorn clears it off the boards out to center ice. Bouncing puck. Malkin to Pouliot. Pouliot to Malkin. Malkin to Dupre. Extra attacker on for the Penguins. Here's Pouliot ahead off the stick of Kunitz into the zone. Hedman back. He slaps it towards the empty net. Icing.
And a quick icing at that. 4-2. Unless the Penguins score another one, Marc-Andre Fleury will be the goalie of record. He allowed 3 goals to the Lightning. Started this hockey game, and Hedman took a look, tried to go down the ice. He didn't win the car. He didn't win anything there. Timeout, Pittsburgh. And Zakov is back on the ice. Let's take a look at the goals in this hockey game, and it didn't take long for Tyler Johnson to get into this hockey game against the Penguins' makeshift 4th line. We got a second one there with Kucherov in front of the net with the screen, and then that long pass by Matt Carl. He comes off the bench, Kucherov. There's the hat trick goal. Zakhoff treated rudely in coming in place of Fleury. And Hornquist got the Penguins on the board to make it 4-1. Kunis came out of the penalty box to make it 4-2. That's where we stand with 1:56 left in this third period.
Talking to Mike Johnston about how he'd like to set it up here with the extra attacker on the ice.
I love the way those guys talk. I do. I think it's great. And Mike Johnston's always willing to learn. Even though he's a head coach, he'll let Rick Tocchet set up some of the plays. And he'll want to know exactly what he's trying to accomplish and vice versa. It's great stuff.
Letang sends it back around to the corner for Crosby. Back up the wall for Chris Letang. Letang across now. It's Derek Pouliot to Malkin. Malkin shoots it. It's blocked. Kunis trying to get the puck. Now it comes popping out to Letang. A shot. He scores! Chris Letang makes it 4-3. A shot right along the ice.
Wow. Okay. 4-3. 1:31 left. Extra attacker. And maybe whatever they drew up, they had right. There was some bodies in front. Most of them were blue bodies by the time Letang got to shoot the puck. And he found the wickets on the forward and on the goaltender after the timeout.
That's the second time in 4 games that Letang has been able to score with the extra attacker on the ice. The last time he did it, he tied the game. The Penguins still have one more goal to get here to tie this one up. Zakhoff is back in the net. Gotch to take the draw, try to come forward with it. Boyle dumps it back into the Penguin zone, and Harrington goes back to get it. How about the Penguins? I mean, this is incredible what they've done here again tonight. And they're not done yet. They might still get another one. Here's Harrington down the wing. He centers one. Don't forget, Vasilevsky's just a 20-year-old rookie, and he might be more nervous than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs right now.
And Zakhoff hurriedly to the bench here for, let's see if the Penguins have one more present under the tree.
Crosby dumps it in, and Vasilevsky moves it along for Carl. Now back for Stralman.
Somebody get on him.
Stralman's able to move it up off the glass to center. Look out, Paquette wants to shoot for the empty net. Another crack at it. Didn't get anything on it. And it's taken now by Pouliot. 44 seconds to go. Malkin wants to carry it ahead. And it gets away from him down into the corner. Stralman gets in. Crosby on top of him. Crosby and Malkin. Now stuffing it towards the net was Hornquist. It was stopped. He was blocked there. Now it's Kunitz with it to Pouliot. Pouliot with a shot, and he was looking for a redirect. He kind of shot it wide on purpose. Malkin gets it down low. 23 seconds to go in the game, and the Lightning able to clear. Back to get in a foot race. Pouliot and Stamkos. Stamkos for the empty net. He missed the goal. And the Penguins can rush it the other way, but they don't have much time left. 13 seconds to go. Hornquist will dump it in. And back in behind the net. Letang trying to get to it. 7 seconds left. Penguins want to get it to the front of the net. 3 seconds to go. And the Lightning are going to win, but not without a last gasp from the Penguins that almost brought them back to a 4-4 tie.
They couldn't get it through. Pouliot had an opportunity. Callahan in the lane. and just couldn't get that last shot through to the netminder. And Tyler Johnson's 3 goals, his second career hat trick, really did the Penguins in. The Penguins do put the third one on the board, and Zakhoff is going to get the loss in the game, and Marc-Andre Fleury is not the goalie of record. Zakhoff gets the loss. He only allowed 1 goal, but because he was the 4th one, he gave it up. He's a losing goaltender against Vasilevsky, who wins.
Well, the Penguins can hold their heads high as they fly home for the Christmas break. Let's go back to Rob and Jack.